The face-off between the AAP government in Delhi and the centre has just got worse. In a day of dramatic developments, Delhi's law minister was arrested this morning in a case where he's accused of faking his degrees. He's been sent to police remand for 4 days. The AAP called it an emergency-like situation, saying that Tomar was treated like a terrorist. But the Bar Council says they had got complaints against him, which was sent to the police.
Arrested and produced in court for furnishing allegedly fake law and BSc degrees. The Aam Aadmi Party says the Delhi law minister's arrest is nothing but vendetta politics, especially the dramatic way that he was picked up. Based on a complaint of the 10th of May, a team of policemen reached Jitendra Singh Tomar's office in Srinagar this morning. He was asked to supply some documents in connection with the case against him in court on his degrees. The policeman then headed towards Tomar's home with him to fetch the documents. On the way, the ACP told the driver to get out and drove the law minister to the police station instead.
पूरी दिल्ली में इमरजेंसी जैसे हालात पैदा करने की कोशिश करी जा रही है। सुबह जिस तरह से जितेंद्र तोमर को उनके एमएलए दफ्तर से उठाया गया है, ऐसा लग रहा था जैसे किसी माफिया को उठाने के लिए आई हो पुलिस।
कि जबरदस्ती उनको उठा के लाया गया, जैसे किसी आतंकवादी को, जैसे किसी बलात्कारी को, जैसे किसी कातिल को उठा के लाते हैं।
Bizarrely, both the police commissioner and the home minister claimed that they had no idea of this.
देखिए, I have just come back after attending a meeting. तो मैं अभी मुझे तो कुछ इस प्रकार की अभी फिलहाल, क्योंकि मैं मीटिंग में था।
गृह मंत्रालय के द्वारा किसी मामले में हस्तक्षेप किए जाने का कोई प्रश्न ही नहीं खड़ा होगा।
Police claim they received a complaint from the Delhi Bar Council at the beginning of May, following which they visited those concerned universities regarding the alleged fake degrees. And after a month-long investigation, prima facie evidence seems to suggest that there has been forgery, which is why they converted that complaint to an FIR last night and made the arrest this morning.
After the arrest, a raging debate on whether the law minister's arrest went beyond the law.
गिरफ्तारी से पूर्व मुझे सूचना दी जानी चाहिए थी। मुझे कोई सूचना नहीं दी गई।
Arguing their point on vendetta politics, the Aam Aadmi Party also asks why BJP ministers facing cases have not been arrested too.
सेम केस कठेरिया जी का चल रहा है, जो मोदी जी के मंत्री हैं। सेम केस स्मृति ईरानी जी का चल रहा है, मैं तो उन्हें फर्जी नहीं कह रहा। सेम केस निहाल चंद जी का चल रहा है, जो बहुत महान है, आप जानते हैं किसने चल रहा है, बोलना भी नहीं चाहिए। उनको उठाया किसी ने क्या कभी?
Silent on the Aam Aadmi Party's allegations on vendetta politics, the opposition continued to attack the law minister.
कौन सी बदले की राजनीति? विवेचना 3 महीने से चल रही है, 3 महीने से चल रही है। ये धाराएं लगी हैं। लॉ किसी से ऊपर नहीं है। दिल्ली की पॉलिटिकल हिस्ट्री के लिए इट्स अ ब्लैक डे।
कि जितेंद्र तोमर को इसी वक्त हटाया जाना चाहिए और उनको विधानसभा से इस्तीफा देना चाहिए। और
Meanwhile, the latest round of the Delhi jung between the Delhi government and the Lieutenant Governor. The Delhi government today transferred the Home Secretary Dharampal hours after he signed a notification appointing Joint Commissioner of Delhi Police M.K. Meena as the new chief of the anti-corruption branch on the LG's orders and refused to let Mr. Meena join office. Mr. Meena's response? I report to the LG.
Whatever be the charges and counter-charges, one thing is clear. Tomar's arrest is yet another manifestation of the power struggle between Arvind Kejriwal's government and the centrally appointed Lieutenant Governor. What is equally clear is that both sides have overplayed their hand, and they have been doing so for a while now. The courts will have the final say, but for now, the common man, the Aam Aadmi, is left saying, spare us the political theatrics. In New Delhi, with camera person Pavan Kumar and Tanuma Biswas, I'm Sonal Mehrotra, NDTV.
Well, is this vendetta politics, as the Aam Aadmi Party is alleging, or is this a legitimate action? And in fact, should the AAP in a sense have anticipated this, because this is a scandal that's been haunting their law minister now for some months? Sambit Patra joining us first on this particular issue tonight. Sambit, the allegation that the AAP is making today against the BJP is that they're comparing it to the emergency. They're saying that this was an unnecessary action where he was treated like a terrorist, like some member of some kind of a mafia. And the criticism you're also facing from some commentators is that this could even backfire. You could end up turning him into a martyr. Now he's gone to police remand, and the AAP is going to play this to the hilt.
The issue is, whatever the allegations may be, but these allegations were put to rest by none other than the court. if all these things would have been true, that an emergency-like situation would have been created in the country and that he would have been picked up like a terrorist or a mafia, then it's but natural that the Delhi police would have been not only been reprimanded by the court, but Mr. Tomar would have been allowed free to go scot-free today by the court. Why send him to a remand if everything is right as per the dictum of Aam Aadmi Party? He has been sent to the remand because the court has been convinced, in accordance to what was put by the Delhi police, that there was something wrong with his mark sheets, there was something wrong with the degrees that he had showcased. Big question over here, Nidhi, is whether the law minister's degrees are fake or whether they are genuine. And over here my question to the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson is, the party which took birth on press conference platter, they had press conference after press conference every second day. They could have easily had a press conference with all the original documents, flashed it to the media, flashed it to the world and say, hey, look here, we have got all the original degrees and the court will look into it. Don't you worry. But they never did this a single day. Why? Why were they hiding? And why was Mr. Tomar, when asked to produce this certificate on the in the court, in fact, he was dilly-dallying. Why was he wanting time to produce these original certificates if everything was all right?
Okay, I will get the AAP to respond to that shortly, but let me bring in senior Supreme Court advocate Sanjay Hegde in on this. Mr. Hegde, is there anything that has happened today that is contrary to the process of law? Anything, you know, just on the point of law first.
See, on the point of law, it's, let me just put it this way. It is not necessary for a law minister to have any degree. Under the Indian Constitution, as long as somebody has the confidence of the Chief Minister or the Prime Minister, they can be appointed to any office. Some of our best ministers, like the late Mr. Kamraj, for instance, that is not the question. Barely went past the fourth standard. You cannot contest an election under false affidavit, Mr. Sanjay Hegde. When is a law degree relevant? A law degree is relevant when you have to practice in court. Please do not interrupt me, Samvit. I did not interrupt you.
I'm sorry, I am coming in the middle of it.
The thing is, when is the law degree relevant? A law degree is relevant
can you contest election with false affidavits?
I'm sorry. Please let me complete. Please let me complete what I have to say. Now the thing is that a degree is relevant when you want to practice in court. Just like a medical degree is relevant when you want to practice as a doctor. Suppose you have a false degree. It is relevant at that particular stage, and if you misused it professionally, then there will be action taken in accordance with the law. Now the question is arrest warranted in every case? Contrary to public opinion and contrary to what a lot of people have been saying, arrest is not an invariable fallout of being accused in a criminal matter. You must remember that the Supreme Court recently, while taking the issue of lots of these dowry harassment cases where arrests took place left, right and center, took notice of section 41A of the Criminal Procedure Code, which says that a policeman first issues a notice. He asks the person to assist him in his inquiries. Only if the person does not answer that summons, and if there is reason that the policeman has to arrest him, the policeman first records that reason and then arrests him.
So you're saying
this kind of arrest, to my overkill, unwarranted. Mr. Patra is relying on the fact that he has been sent on remand. Remand has been asked for. The magistrate had several questions. The magistrate did speak about the matter of arrest, but at the end of the day, he's given him remand. It is up to the accused whether to challenge it or to accept it. I will not presume to speak on the rightness or wrongness of that.
But Mr. Hegde, let me just get Dilip Pandey of AAP. Let me just get Dilip Pandey of the Aam Aadmi Party into this. Mr. Pandey, the question that the BJP is raising, and which many will raise today, is that this is a controversy that had been blowing up in the face of the Aam Aadmi Party government for some months now. Two things. Why didn't Mr. Tomar just come out with what his degrees were, as Sambit Patra was saying, declare them in public and say, look, these are my degrees. Why didn't he step down from his position until an investigation was complete, something which the AAP has often expected other parties to do? Mr. Pandey.
थैंक यू। देखिए, इस पूरे मसले में इसकी एक छोटी सी हिस्ट्री है जिसके ऊपर मैं प्रकाश डालना चाहूंगा, और वो हिस्ट्री 2 दिन पुरानी है कि जैसे ही एलजी साहब को पता चला कि सीएनजी फिटनेस स्कैम का बैगेज फिर से खुलने वाला है, वो एक्टिवेट हो जाते हैं। और हमारे यहाँ हिंदी में 2 कहावतें कही जाती हैं, एक तो होती है विनाश काले विपरीत बुद्धि और दूसरी कहावत होती है जल्दी का काम शैतान का। शुरुआत होती है विनाश काले विपरीत बुद्धि से, जिसमें इलीगल और अनकॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल स्टेप उठाते हुए, कंटेम्प्ट ऑफ कोर्ट भी करते हुए एलजी साहब ने मीना जी को एसीबी का हेड बना दिया। ये दोनों घटनाएं कनेक्टेड है, मैं प्रूव करना चाहता हूं। मीना जी के हेड बनते ही सबसे पहला असाइनमेंट उनको यह दिया गया कि जितेंद्र तोमर को किसी भी तरह से फ्रेम करके अरेस्ट किया जाए। आधी रात को एफआईआर दर्ज होती है, इसके बाद सुबह समन किया जाता है और 9:30 बजे दूसरा मुहावरा चरितार्थ होता है जल्दी का काम शैतान का। हम यही कह रहे हैं बार बार कि ऐसी कौन सी जल्दी पड़ी थी। अरेस्ट जो होता है वो लास्ट रिजॉर्ट होता है। मिस्टर तोमर जो है लॉ अबाइडिंग सिटीजन है, वो चुने हुए प्रतिनिधि हैं और मिनिस्टर भी हैं, वो पुलिस के साथ कोऑपरेट कर रहे हैं, सब कुछ करने को तैयार है। तो ऐसी कौन सी जल्दी थी कि 30 पुलिस ऑफिसर और 8 गाड़ियों को लेके उनको झूठ बोल के धोखे में रख के उनको अरेस्ट किया गया। ये बहुत जेन्युइन और इनोसेंस ऑफ क्वेश्चन है जो हम भी जानना चाहते हैं और दिल्ली की जनता भी जानना चाहती है जिसने इस पार्टी को वोट में लाके सरकार मिलाई है। पहला सवाल हम समझना चाहते हैं।
एक ये सवाल है कि बार काउंसिल ने कहा है कि उनके पास 3 कंप्लेंट आए थे, उनके पास 3 कंप्लेंट आए थे। उन्होंने बार बार नोटिस भेजा तोमर जी को कि आप हमारे सामने आइए, लेकिन वो नहीं आए, उन्होंने रिस्पॉन्ड नहीं किया। क्या वो कोऑपरेट कर रहे थे बार काउंसिल के साथ?
मैं बिल्कुल इसके भी अभी आपके पहले हिस्से का सवाल रह गया है। अब आप बात आती है कि क्यों नहीं उनको रिजाइन कर देना चाहिए वगैरह वगैरह। अभी पिछले 2-3 डिबेट से मैं संबित भाई को भी सुन रहा हूं, इत्तेफाक से वो मेरे साथ हैं पिछले 2-3 डिबेट से। जब बात आती है स्मृति ईरानी की तो कहते हैं मसला सब्जुडाइज है। जब बात आती है मोदी जी के काउंसिल ऑफ मिनिस्टर के 30% मिनिस्टर्स की, जहां पे वो वहां पे वो शांत हो जाते हैं। जब बात आती है निहाल चंद की तो भी संबित पात्रा जी शांत हो जाते हैं। लेकिन जब बात आती है तोमर जी की और कहा जाता है कि मसला सब्जुडाइज है, हम और आप टीवी स्टूडियो में बैठ के फैसला न लें तो संबित पात्रा जी को, भारतीय जनता पार्टी को बुरा आता है।
लेकिन दिलीप जी, आप मेरे इस सवाल का जवाब दीजिए कि उन्होंने बार काउंसिल के साथ कोऑपरेट नहीं किया।
बार काउंसिल पे आता हूं मैं। दिल्ली पुलिस ने अपने प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में ब्लैटेंट लाई बोला है, झूठ बोला है। उन्होंने कहा है कि बार काउंसिल की कंप्लेंट पे एक्शन लिया गया है, जबकि आज कोर्ट में जो आर्गुमेंट हुआ है उसमें दिल्ली पुलिस ने कहा है कि नहीं, बार काउंसिल की कंप्लेंट पे ऐसा नहीं किया गया है। और बार काउंसिल ने कहा है कि हमारी इंक्वायरी तो अभी पेंडिंग है, हमारा इससे कुछ लेना देना नहीं है, जो इस बात को साबित करता है कि केंद्र सरकार के इशारे पे सीएनजी फिटनेस स्कैम में एलजी साहब को बचाने के लिए तत्काल कार्रवाई की गई और उनको अरेस्ट किया गया। मैं यहाँ पे सुप्रीम कोर्ट का डिसीजन कोट करना चाहूंगा। बिहार के अरनेश कुमार बनाम राज्य के मसले पे सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने डिसीजन दिया हुआ है कि जहां पहले से पता ना हो कि सजा की अवधि कितनी हो सकती है।
अच्छा ठीक है दिलीप जी, एक मिनट मैं किरण वालिया जी को लाना चाहती हूँ यहाँ पे। Kiran Walia, what is the Congress's stand that Mr. Tomar should have resigned? Dilip ji, one moment.
This issue came up even before Mr. Tomar became the minister and he was elected. A petitioner had gone and complained that he is given wrong information under the People's Representation Act. He cannot be elected. But after the election, somehow that petitioner wished to withdraw. Then the Bar Council came into the picture and said, this is now a public interest litigation. We also have information we will not allow. The fact remains that all this is digression. The fact remains that the degree is bogus. It's farjiwara. It is under the law 467, 468. 420, everything. So it's the case that's important. These are the same people who are hiding skeletons and claiming that they are the most honest people and wanting to put everybody behind bars. If there are others who have done it, put up a case and everybody who has done it should be punished. But in this particular case, when the police has verified from the universities that such a name does not even exist on records, Bar Council has done its own finding out, I think there is no room left. And the court has even given a 4 days remand after all. So having given 4 days remand, the court can't say it's an unjustified case. So the fact remains that Mr. Tomar, Mr. Kejriwal should not have protected him. I remember very categorically saying, we have verified his degree is correct. Mr. Sisodia says that, Mr. Kejriwal says this, so they are the law unto themselves. They were the ones who said law is same for everybody, law has to be protected. Mr. Kejriwal should resign and owes an apology to people of Delhi for having protected a minister like this and not having asked him to resign.
Okay,
not having
so
done
you've taken
any
it to another
vindication
level.
of
You're
himself.
saying that the Chief Minister himself should resign over this. Let me first get Mr. K.K. Manan, the chairman of the Delhi Bar Council, into this. Because Mr. Manan, you said today that there were repeated notices that were actually sent to Mr. Tomar to explain his position before the Bar Council. Are you saying that he did not respond to any notice at all that you sent him?
I'll give you the brief. On 13th March 2015, a show cause notice was issued to him for 20th March. On 20th March, instead of appearing himself, he sent the lawyers and his brother and took time. We have given sufficient time to reply and produce the original documents, original certificates on whose strength he got the registration with the Bar Council. Thereafter, on 8th May, again another lawyers appear on behalf of him, again took the time. We have given 3 weeks time, though the Bar Council was of the view that 2 weeks are sufficient, 1 week is sufficient. The question is, if original documents are, genuines are with him, why he is not producing? He took time from the Bar Council time and again on one pretext or the other. But in the meanwhile, which is very pertinent and clinching thing, which I would like to bring in the knowledge of Mr. Pandey, who was just speaking on behalf of the Bar Council also. Who was the member of the Bar Council who pleaded before the court that inquiry is pending? Nobody appeared there. Just totally a false statement is being given on the TV. Only one thing I can tell, that being a minister, I thought it proper that a proper inquiry should be there through proper channel. For that purpose, we sent our man to the university to verify regarding his authenticity of that BSc degree. Man had gone, university has written, given in writing, that this degree is a forged one, does not belong to their university.